How's it going, everybody? Level M Diecast. We're bringing you some awesome stuff today. This is the newest mix of rail working rigs, which is by far one of our favorite things that we do here on the channel. This is mix number 2 for 2023. This is, of course, the T case that it is amply coated. This mix only has 3 models in it. It does have a carryover of the National Parks excavator from the first case of the year. So we're going to just get right into this. This is one of the first ones that we'll take a look at. This is number 13 of 16. This is the Matchbox motor grader. This one is in their 70th construction deco. So this is a brand spanking new deco for this model. All of their construction themed stuff will have similar decos throughout the year. So if you guys saw me unbox that Matchbox construction 5-pack about a month or so ago, this is on the same lines of the Deco, so that's pretty cool. Nothing fancy on the back, nothing crazy with that. There is your Deco Deets, not Decos, Deets, all that kind of stuff like that. So go ahead and crack this guy open. This is one of the lesser really working rigs because it only has one single feature. It just has a rotating blade. That's all it does. Now, this one gets a pass because there's really not a whole lot of movement that it could really do. Yes, they could put some steering in it. They probably could put some tilt in the blade. But for the most part, this one is just, mainly appropriately sized, I guess. It does have a silver painted base, which is pretty nice. That does match, kind of the 70th silver paint that they've been doing, which is kind of cool. So a little bit of a mixture of their construction theme and their 70th theme. Do like the color-coded top on the base here, or the cab right there. So there is the Deets on the side, says Road Grader in BX. Then there is your construction logo right there in the back. High quality prints as usual for rail working rigs. The kind of inkjet style printing looks good. No print on the top, just on the sides. So do like that one. Again, just simple movement here. Not a whole lot going on. This one though, it gets a pass. It gets a pass. It was more so just having it as a real working rig, because I think it debuted first as a basic range, but now we get the real working rig, which is fine because it's a new deco, so good thing for that. All right, this one over here, we have not seen this blue one yet, but it is a re-release. That is the original release right there. So this is a rehash. So they have now rehashed both man cargo trucks. So we've had both of them now. This one in blue, this is number 8 of 16. So, of course, just like the red one that they did, I think it was last year, maybe the year before, really the only thing that we lose is you lose a container. There used to be 2 containers in here. You just get 1 now. This is one of the more feature-rich rail working rigs that they've ever made. So this does have just some very nice print on the front. Of course, it is the Mantom Transport. Looks pretty good. There is the Deets right there. So this has a bunch of different features on it. We'll just go over it real quick. There is the taillights and stuff down there. So this does have fold down sides. So the sides do fold down, open up, which looks pretty good. Of course, there's a crane which moves 360 all the way around. It also has a 2-stage boom. So I should say it's only got a 1-stage boom. So there is your first one. There's second stage. I guess it is second stage. So there is that, which looks pretty good. And of course, it has the 1 container piece on there. So that just snaps in, kind of like a hook. Has little pings in there. It is screwed together. This is a hard plastic container piece. So that is actually some pretty decent quality. But you only get 1. You will see that the base is notched to hold those. So they are perfectly sized to hold them so they don't roll around in there. Unfortunately, this new one you only get 1 with. So essentially what you would do is have a piece of cargo there on the ground, and you would just drop your crane down, which goes all the way to the ground, which looks pretty good. Pick it up, rotate it over, and then you can extend the crane out a little bit, and then there you go. Set it on there, put your sides back up, click, and then you're ready to go. So this is the original version here. It did come with 2 cargo containers, but it is the same deco. So we'll put our new guy on the top. So new guy is on the top. You'll see there is a lack of paints, I guess, for the front clip. So that clip where the headlights are, that is actually part of the cab, which is metal. And then the steps is plastic, which is part of the base. So this one didn't get a good print. You'll see the blue does bleed through. And then on the other side, you'll see the same blue bleeds through as well, which is unfortunate. The decos on the side are the same though. So we'll take a look at this like this. Our original is on the left. So the new one on the right, it's a little bit different with the way that the prints were done. So the original one on the left just looks a lot better, looks a lot cleaner. The one on the right, you just see a lot of blue everywhere on there. All the creases and all that kind of stuff just kind of showing through. But they both are, man decoed on the front. They are, basically the same colors. As far as the side decos go, they do both have that black striping on there. They both have Tom's Transport, all that good stuff like that. There is some side marker lights on there. You see this one is essentially yellow. This one is orange on the top, which is the new one. So flip these over. So the original one will be on the bottom. That one is dated B31. So see how long ago that was. Now the bases have been updated, which is nothing new. So the fonts have changed sizes. But other than that, the only thing they've added is that number right here that they always have to add to everything. So just minor changes to the base. They are still assembled with screws. Still assembled the same way, same parts and stuff like that. So flip it around to the back, compare those. The original is on the left, new one is on the right. So definitely a lot of shade differences in the colors, even in the boom. But the rest of that, it all works the same. It's no difference there. So it's good enough. It's good enough. It's different enough. Not that great, but it's enough. It's enough. Make sure we get those on the camera. Now, the very last one we have to look at, obviously you guys have probably been staring at it this whole time. This is a brand new casting, which is extremely rare to say in the real working rig line these days. This is the Bright Drop. This is the Bright Drop Zevo 600. This is a joint venture built by GM. It's electric van. It's not as cool as a Rivian for sure, but it is a electric van. Of course, they're still pushing electric stuff, still talking about being recycled and, save the planet, all that kind of stuff like that. That is Mattel's initiative. There's nothing really, additional on the back here. It does show you that the back opens up. So we'll take a look at this guy. I'll crack him open. Definitely looks a little bit undersized for the size of it, or for being a new casting. So there is the Deets on the front. It does say FedEx. This is all plastic. That is the window part, but it is super, super dark. Can't even really see in there, even with the light glaring through there. Does have side mirrors on it, which are part of the window. This print right there for the bottom part of the mirrors is part of the casting itself. So we'll get those up there. It does have its US dot number, is real working rig number 53. So no cash on board. So this is the number 53. This is the 53rd real working rig tooling that they have made. There is the Deets on the back, says FedEx Express electric vehicle. It is a green door. There's a little bright drop down here, right here in the corner. Barely see that. And then the Deets on the other side are the same. So there's nothing on the sides or anything like that. The casting is metal. So, and the base is plastic. There is the Deets real working rig number 53. Bright Drop Zevo 600. The back door opens up, and then of course it folds up into the top. It is completely hollow in there, pretty much all the way through. So there's a little bit of a partition in the front, which would be should be like right there. So I don't know if there's any interior parts in there, but I would say probably not. This uses the standard disc hub wheel from the main line. It doesn't even use a real working rig wheel. This door is metal, which is interesting. Not really sure what the point of that door being metal is. But just for comparison purposes, there is your real working rig. And of course, there is the mainline FedEx delivery truck we got in batch number 1. this year. So a little bit of a comparison. It's a little bit bigger than a mainline. So there you go. So we'll take this guy off. So we'll throw him there. Now, that is the batch of real working rigs. Now, if you guys are interested in hearing me go off about this casting, please stay tuned. If not, thanks for watching. But I got a lot to say about this FedEx Express truck. Now, this is a cop-out piece of crap. You guys know how much I absolutely love the real working rig line. It's by far my favorite thing I collect. It's by far my favorite thing of Matchbox has ever done. We've been struggling to get new tools from Real Working Rig. We've been struggling to get new decos from Real Working Rigs. And then we finally get a new tooling, and it is a easy cop-out. This is not a real working rig. It has an opening door in the back. That's it. This casting right here, this casting used to have an opening door. It used to be metal, and then they retooled it, and they still had the opening door. And then they finally ended up retooling it and getting rid of the opening door. But this was just a basic $1 car with an opening back. This is trash. And the fact that it's not even very big. It's not very big at all. I mean, it's barely bigger than a mainline. Is it a good casting? Yes, it's a good casting. The casting itself is good, yes. But this is terrible. This is a terrible addition to the Real Working Rig line. This is an absolute budget oversight. This is just we're throwing this in there because we're trying to be green. I mean, this is just ridiculous. I'm so disappointed in the Matchbox team for this model. It's a good model if it was not in the Real Working Rig line. If it was just by itself or something else, that would be fine. This took the slot of a new tooling and a licensed new tooling, and it is absolutely terrible. Now, I can tell you, people are going crazy for it at the pigs. People are just, buying it up, but it's hype. It's hype. It's a new casting. It's got a licensed deco on it. It's green. It's got the whole shebang going for it right now. This is just terrible. This is just absolutely terrible. Now, if you would have got containers or something with it that you could have put in the back here, that might have helped a little bit. Maybe if the top would have came off and you could see all the, materials inside or something like that. I mean, something to make it more intriguing. I mean, that's all you get. This is all you get. Okay. Opening hatch. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I'm so disappointed. I'm so disappointed in that. That is terrible. It's absolutely terrible. Very rarely am I just not happy, and this is definitely one of those times. But you guys can let me know if you agree with me. If you guys can tell me if you think I'm just being too critical or I'm being ridiculous. But that's terrible. That's such a terrible, terrible casting to take a Real Working Rig spot. I mean, look how little that thing is. It's tiny. It's tiny. It's just, man, I'm so disappointed. I'm just so disappointed. We're going to roll out. We're going to roll out. Yeah, I'm just going to roll out. But, you guys know I read the comments. So if you have something to say, drop it down. I'll definitely read it. But very, very disappointed. Very disappointed. So we'll catch you next time. Level in. Peace.